This is, let me see your transcript. Your very favorite history teacher here the evening before Thanksgiving on her Thanksgiving holiday break. How is everyone doing? I know I've been on for a while, doing teacher stuff. And I was actually in someone else's chat. Shout out to Tasha K because I was over there on her channel going over her coverage of I think it was Larry, TD Jakes, and Dwayne Youngblood. Oh, also shout out to Timothy Blaine. I checked out his live. So now I have the opportunity to catch up on things. But while I was in the Tasha K's chat, someone said, "Hey, Diddy is denied bail again," and I was like, "Wait a minute." I'm always having these, news notifications. Let me go do because I'm nosy. Let me go look for it. And I started Googling on YouTube. I was like, it would be on here, it'd be on here. And then lo and behold, my news notification came in. It was from Reuters, one of the older, more established news agencies, and they have confirmed that rapper Sean Diddy Combs loses his bid for a third bail hearing. If you remember, I think it was back in October. I mentioned that he was going to have another hearing in November, and they were going to decide whether or not he was going to have bail, or he was going to stay in jail until May. So, well, it looks like yes, he will stay in jail until May. Oh, okay. Hey, Vinny Vin. He should have fled when Cassie Purse blew up. Foolish Russian taught him nothing. Lindsay, don't give me no ideas. He probably should have left there. Yeah. His family and lawyer were there. Okay, thank you, Vinny Van, for the update. So all I got to say is I know it sounds silly. I'm not relishing the fact that he's gonna be in jail. I think he should stay there. That's just me. If Epstein hadn't committed suicide, he was gonna stay in jail. Ghislaine Maxwell stayed in jail during her trial. Harvey Weinstein was in jail during his trial. Hey, Cherie Harris. R. Kelly, I think the last two trials he had, there was one they gave him bail. The last two, he was in jail during his trial. So yeah, Diddy should be in his jail doing his trial too. Plus, even when they swept his, I think it was last week. They what did they do? They went to his they tossed his cell, and they found some notes. But then the judge said that the prosecution had to destroy them because they were, I guess, communication that dealt with his legal case. But the prosecution feels like, no, this is him trying to get in communication with witnesses, and he's trying to tamper with witnesses again. And so he got a partial victory. They had to destroy the notes and stuff because they were saying legal information on there. But also he was using the other inmates was letting him use their PCN numbers to make phone calls, like 3-party phone call, which they say on the Securious, these calls are being recorded. Like, sir. They were trying to sway public opinion. And plus, this was a new judge. The last two times he had the old judge. And this time, I think his lawyers were able to get, I don't know, I forgot the reason why the last judge recused themselves, or did the defense get him removed. But this new judge said, okay, I'll look at, you both draft a letter, telling me, because he went to court last week. He had a hearing last week, and they said, I'll let y'all know next week after y'all format these letters, and I'm gonna read them, and I'm gonna give y'all my decision. So he basically said, hey, I'm gonna think about it. And I think this time the defense said, we're gonna let him, he's gonna stay in New York under house arrest because I think he's trying to go back to Miami. And he's like, oh, he's gonna not gonna have communication. He's not gonna have the internet. He's gonna do nothing, and he's gonna be in the house. He's not gonna talk to nobody. And I guess the judge said, but also it was interesting. The U.S. attorney that brought the charges, he resigned. And so, but someone else made a really good point. They said he may have resigned because guess what? He knows that Trump is coming in and Trump is going to start firing people, you know, in certain positions. So maybe he's kind of saw the writing on the wall and resigned so that, I don't know, maybe the rest of the team who's not fireable can still continue with the case. You know what I'm saying? So, or which is another, an option, because Biden got like a month and a half, 2 months, right? January 20th to appoint some more people to some positions that Trump can't, remove them. So you never know. Could they be going to a judgeship, federal judgeship? That would be nice, but we'll see. Or are they going to go to a different sector, or who knows? But let me read the article for you, and I'll put it in the here's the article right here. And let me put it in here just in case. Well, let me just read the article for y'all. This is from Reuters. You know me, I like to tell you the sources. Okay. All right. It said, and this is from I think this is like 30, 40 minutes ago. It says, okay. U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian announced a decision in a written order after hearing arguments during a 2-hour hearing on November the 22nd. So that was Friday, this past Friday, in Manhattan Federal Court. Combs had previously been denied bail 3 times since his arrest, when multiple judges citing a risk he might tamper with evidence. Wait, I thought this is the 3rd time. So is this the 4th time? Okay, is this the 4th time or the 3rd time? The rapper, multiple judges citing a risk he might tamper with witnesses. The rapper and producer pleaded not guilty on September 17th to charges that he used his business empire, including his record label, Bad Boy Entertainment, to sexually abuse women. Prosecutors said the abuse included having women take part in a recorded sexual performances called freak-offs with male sex workers who were sometimes transported across state lines. Combs, 55, has denied wrongdoing, and his lawyers have said the sexual activity described by prosecutors was consensual. His defense lawyers argued he should be confined to an apartment in Manhattan's Upper East Side, where he would be monitored around the clock by private security personnel he would pay for. See, if you my boss and I'm paying you, can't they be paid to look the other way? I'm just saying. Private security personnel he would pay for and be barred from having contact with alleged victims or witnesses. But prosecutors said it was unlikely Combs would abide by those rules. Plus, if he's already doing stuff in jail that he's not supposed to do, from behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center, Combs used other inmates' identification numbers to make phone calls in violation of jail policy designed to monitor communications, prosecutors said. Defense lawyer Alexandra Shapiro said such sharing among inmates was routine. Prosecutors also said a 2016 hotel surveillance video of Combs assaulting former girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, known as Cassie, showed there was a risk he would act violently if released. Yep, he's staying put. He's not going nowhere. And then there was also something that I heard and read. When he was in jail, Because there's no cameras in the courtroom, so there's like different people who are the media that can go in and they can watch. I think it was on Law and Crime Network. Yes, it was. I was watching Law and Crime Network, and they said, what was his appearance in the courtroom this past Friday? And they said, well, he's wearing this little, I guess, the orange jumpsuit. He said his family and stuff was there, and they said that he was blowing kisses to his family, and I was like, thinking to myself, I'm coming before a new judge, right? Hey, Sheree Harris. And I'm trying to tell folks, I'm trying to convince these people to let me up out of here, right? Are you trying to be a family man? But you blowing kisses to your family? Like, no one ever mentioned him doing that any other time they came. So he's like, are you acting? Are you trying to I'm almost home, y'all. I'm gonna be there or what? Because I'm thinking like that's not the time for you to be trying to blow kisses and stuff. Like, what you doing? Like, what's going on? And he can pay the bill. This is y'all. We understand. He can pay the bill. But the prosecution is making a valid case. Hey, he has a history of intimidating people for 20 years. He had his company. He had people who worked for him. He intimidated people. He has a tendency toward violence. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna have personal security watch you round the clock, make sure you don't go anywhere, but you're paying their salary. And then like the stuff they said that they caught they gathered in the search warrant, and then you already using other jail inmates' PCN numbers to make communication with people you're not supposed to. You're telling them, hey, even behind bars, I am not gonna follow the rules. I am not following the rules. So they expect you to do that in your apartment on the Lower East Side, Manhattan East Side, or whatever. Well, Lindsay, the last couple of articles I read about him, they said that he's actually lost weight and that he's sick and that his diet isn't very good in there. So I'm just thinking like, dude, you eating prison food. You ain't eating that gourmet stuff no more. You ain't eating filet mignon. You're not having red, red. I was gonna say red lobster. You're not having lobster, okay, sir. And a lot of that stuff does have a lot of sodium and stuff like that. And I don't think he's Muslim or vegan, so I don't think they're gonna make anything for special diet for him. So sorry, you're not gonna be home for what's that song they have? Someone else gonna have to carve a turkey this year, probably Quincy, his oldest son, or King, or Christian. Somebody else gonna have to carve a turkey. So no turkey, no dressing. Okay. You can't have none of that, sir. I'm sorry. Not this year. Maybe your mom can he's a dark-sided Scorpio? Wow. Mm. But I know one thing. I do think he's a narcissist. I think he's used to having things his way, and now he's trying. And the judge is saying, no, you can't have it your way. And this is a new judge. The new judge said, hey, I will think about it. Give me an argument. Come before me. They came before. I think it's a she. And the previous judge probably left some notes. Probably left some notes for him, and then the part about me was like, oh, I'm gonna have my own private security that's gonna watch me. I'm paying people to watch me. That can during a shift change, I could just leave the apartment and go talk to somebody. Oh, someone's gonna stop me from using the phone in my own house? What? Okay. Y'all just no. Judge is like, no, he's still trying to be in control stuff. He's still trying to do what he's gonna do. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. So, so Sean Puff, maybe his mama and them, they can put some money in his books, or they can send him a put some care pack. They have care packages you can buy, and so they can have some extra food and stuff when they in there. He probably need to get hooked up with one of those, somebody who's been there a while and they know how to make them prison meals, them prison homemade meals with whatever they got in there. You know, so he famous. He might. I mean, if they let him use their PCN numbers, I'm sure somebody gonna make him a little something in there. All we know is, this is what my best friend said. She said, "Girl, he the he the what she say? Oh, he's the kingpin." She said, like the comic book, Daredevil. So, oh, he's like kingpin in jail. He's running the prison. They doing stuff for him. I'm like, you probably right. Just in there doing. Yeah. So yeah, Diddy will be in jail, y'all. He's not coming out for Thanksgiving. They're gonna keep him locked up. They're not gonna let him out. And to be honest, I think that's actually the best place he should be. For all the victims, I know his family wants him to be out, but no, he need to stay in there. Okay. So and I know someone probably gonna say that's not fair. You should let him go on. All the stuff he's been doing for 20 years. He's only been in, how long he's been inconvenienced? Since September? Okay. 2 months. Okay, so he has to stay in there till May 25th, which is his trial. Okay. Well, if he wants to get up out of there, maybe he should see if they can move the trial up. And hopefully he got a good defense, but with all the stuff they got for him, he might not want to move that trial up. So sorry, Diddy, you won't have none of this for Thanksgiving. I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chickens, turkeys, rabbits, you name it. I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs. That's a good question. Chickens, turkeys, rabbits, you name it. That's a good point. How many motions can you make for bail attempts? I mean, my thing is this: can he be in jail for the next 2 or 3 months and follow the rules in jail to say, hey, y'all said I wasn't supposed to use the PCN numbers. I stopped using the PCN numbers. I'm not trying to make communication. I'm not trying to make communication with anybody, you know. I'm not trying to make any communication with any witnesses. I'm in here. I'm doing what y'all want me to do. Can y'all just let me go do my little house arrest until May at my house? Y'all can put me on the surveillance. Y'all can come visit me anytime. I got the thing on my. Y'all can block out my phones. Y'all can do whatever the. You know what? And now Young Thug did get swole while he was in there, though. He did. But true, almost, I think they said 400 days. Was it 400 days they said he was in there? Yeah. And he finally made it home. He pleaded guilty. And he was like, okay, y'all say I gotta, okay, so if I be out here, I think he has to do how many years? No, I think 15 on probation. And I had no problems. And then they'll just like, okay, time served plus the 2 you did in there, then make that 5, and then the rest you don't have to do. I don't know if he gonna with Diddy stuff that he did. I don't know if they gonna get that kind of deal. And the thing is, but like you said, yeah, if Young Thug can think it out for 2 years, even though he was in Was he in the Fulton County? Was he? I forgot what jail that they have there. Oh yeah. Oh, every time. Yes, they did. Benny Van. He offered up 50 million. He offered up his passport, his son's passport, offered up his house, his mama house. And the judge was like, no. And then he asked him again a second time. And the judge said no. Then he got this new judge. I think this is the third time. Or according to the article, they said 3 times before. Was that a typo? Or is this the 4th time? But yeah, the first time, yep, they said no. And then Josh Johnson, he's a comedian, he made a really good point. He said, you know what? This is the federal government. Uh, they they are not supposed to set bail so high that is, that's unconstitutionally signed. No, I think it's is the 8th Amendment. No cruel and unusual punishment fits the crime. So sometimes, they said a judge will make the bail so high the defendant, there's no way they can possibly pay for it. They just don't want you to be on the streets. And they said in his case, he could pay 50 million, and they still said no. He said they killed Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and the government was like, "Nah, you can't get out." I shouldn't laugh at that, but his name is Josh Johnson. He said, "This is the federal government. Like they do what they do what they want to do. They said you can't. I guess he's trying to also say is that usually if you got the money, you have a little bit more freedom and access than most people. But they're like, we don't care if you got the money. You're not coming out of there." Um, Wait, didn't Young Dolph person just get convicted? I don't know if it's Yo Gotti. I don't know if it's the black male entertainers or is it just their turn? Because for so long it's been, I mean, I guess after Me Too, it was like a lot of them were, well, it was a white male entertainers. Now I do look like the black male entertainers got the courtroom effect first, but those white male entertainers, some of them were losing their jobs too. I know Harvey Weinstein, his whole company folded. And he basically got the R. Kelly treatment. And then Kevin Spacey, they killed him off his TV show. Then one movie, they like totally replaced him. And then for some reason though, his accusers kept dying. I was like, what is going on with that? And then I think I don't think he ever got a trial, but he couldn't find, I don't think he's still working. I don't think he's working at all. I'm trying to think, does he still have another suit or something? Are they still trying to bring charges against him or something? And I noticed a couple of women entertainers have gotten into some white women entertainers got in trouble because some of the people that they were, sexually, abusing or being, approaching were teenage boys at the time. And some of them got in trouble. Um Even Dustin Hoffman, someone went back to something he did, and he actually sincerely apologized, and he just went and sat down. He couldn't say no, I didn't do it. He's like, oh damn, I'm sorry. That and then the guy from Minnesota, which I wish he hadn't resigned, he was a senator, and someone said that he had did something to them. I think he had like touched some lady under her bra on her back. Was it her back or was it her front? And she talked about it, and he said, well, I did do with what she said I did. I was wrong. And he resigned from his job and went and sat down. And he's like, okay, I did it. I shouldn't be, he took, to me, I feel like he took responsibility. These others out here, I don't know. Oh, you know who else they said was nasty too? Um, um, Louis C.K. They were saying that he would invite certain women. I guess he's supposed to be trying to help them with their career, and they think like, oh, we're gonna go to dinner or lunch or something. Like, oh, come meet me in my hotel room instead. And then when they get there, he's in like a robe, barely covering his stuff, and he's like trying to move on them. I guess he must have learned that from Harvey Weinstein because they say he would do stuff like that too. And I'm just like, damn. And then I remember he had a special or something, and they didn't have it no more. I think it was it Netflix, and they didn't even have it no more. That one I wouldn't have never expected. I was just like, well, one, I don't know, maybe because I just don't find him funny, and I didn't think he was that popular, but I guess he was that popular. But it was just like, wait, he was out here doing like that. I don't think race matters too, but it's like some people say, oh, they're only going after the black, entertainers. But at the same time, it's like, dude, who have they been preying on this whole time? Shouldn't we be like, okay, they should go to jail too. The white people, they should go to jail too. The Hispanic, because the thing is, some things we say in our community, we don't really want it out of our quote unquote our house. But I think, how some people have said, the black men are kind of like the white people of our community. They have, especially if they're rich, they're educated, they have a lot of money, they have a lot of privilege. And so I think for the most part, they have been living a very privileged lifestyle. And so now what's happening is, okay, these white boys who have privileges, they getting it. And so now y'all getting it too. And plus, you're black. So guess what? You're getting that as well. So that doesn't excuse their behavior. Hey, critical Chronicles of YM. Yeah, courtroom time. Remember what was it? The movie about OJ? He said, I'm not black, I'm OJ. You black and you're OJ, okay? So it's just yeah. So but uh, yeah. Now there's been some men accused that I am kind of like that's like Raven American. So I'm just Deshaun Watson. Like he's in Texas, but he was a Houston, Texas player. It was like over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. He was about to be traded or go somewhere else. And then all of a sudden he had an accusation. I said, wait a minute, how come we seeing this accusation right now while he's about to leave? And then like all of a sudden he wasn't leaving anymore. But then it kept like one accuser. And I kept saying, like, okay, I'm gonna believe the accusers. And then Busby, he's a lawyer here, but I kind of like look at him sideways. He ran for mayor, but he just I don't know. I just feel like he does stuff for attention, and now he's supposedly representing Diddy accusers. I, I think Deshaun Watson had about how many did he have at the end? I don't think. Oh, Deshaun Watson did say this. I think his lawyer said this. Hey, if I did all this stuff, then Harris County should charge me. He never got charged. Um, I don't think anyone was pushing for him being charged. He said, let it be an investigation. I'm trying to think, did he ever settle out of with any of the now some of the cases, the same story was happening, and it was like basically he was ordering a massage and then, you know, allegedly trying to forcing women to have sex with him or trying to have sex with them. And I kept thinking about it myself. I said, wait a minute now. He got all this money. He could have sex with anybody. Was he like frequenting or calling what do you call it? Escort services? And then the ones he thought was escorts wasn't actually escorts. They were just actually real masseuses. And he like started putting his hands and stuff on him. Like, dude, you okay? You, after the first time, the second time, no, you were Deshaun. Go sit down. You ain't right. So I'm trying to think. Did any of them he actually date? Then he finally went to the Browns, and I think one of the cases filed him there, but he didn't do too well there. And then I think they didn't renew him, so I don't even know where he is now. But now all of a sudden, Busby, he's on. He done found him allegedly some Diddy accusers, and he's gonna sue Diddy. I still ain't understand that. I just, I'm still looking at Busby sideways. I've been looking at him sideways since he ran for mayor. He's Republican, by the way. But it's just like, sir, you really trying to do some interest of justice? Or you just want to get your name in the paper? Because I feel like he's doing the same thing he did with Deshaun Watson. It's like, okay, sir, you okay. What's going on here? So he even had I still look at him sideways when his house got burglarized and he's supposed to have something uh some type of campaign event, but he ended up canceling it, and someone stole some guns and some paintings outside of his house. And then I think they found the people who did it. But I was thinking, like, okay, I know this is stereotype, but how many of y'all ever heard of Black people stealing paintings and stuff, and then finding someone to sell them to or fence? Like, and then like the way they say they got in his house, I just kind of feel like, dude, this sounds like an insurance inside job. If they ever find out about him, I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm like, you know what? I knew something was up with him. Your last name is Busby. Something going on. So, but anyway, okay. So someone else gonna have to call the turkey this year. Uh, yeah, museums. Like, yeah, museums. But when they said, oh yeah, he had a couple of guns taken and some paintings, and I'm thinking like, okay, where's the especially for the neighborhood he lives in. He lives in one of the richest neighborhoods in River Oaks. So River Oaks is old money. New West University, which is like next door, kind of, is new money. So I'm like, you in this neighborhood, you got robbed in this neighborhood, and they got paintings. I think he said some guns. Did they even get jewelry or money? And I was just like, and I'm like, you wasn't home. I think one of his kids may be in the home. I gotta go find that article and I have to read it to y'all because it was just giving me like, okay, inside job. Somebody got some insurance. That stuff had to be insured. It had to be. You running a campaign, he wasn't winning either. Let's see. No bad boy Tucker John this year. Take that. Oh, yeah. You're going to eat the whoever cooking in the prison kitchen, the detention kitchen, whatever they do in Manhattan. Maybe I can get a care package. So, but let me post the article just in case y'all want to reference it. I know some other people gonna be posting about it too. But if you can, please like, share, subscribe this video. Let them know, hey, you heard it first here. Let me see your transcript channel. Diddy ain't gonna get no turkey and dressing this year. He not carving the turkey this year. He just gonna be No bad boy took your job. No bad boy agency. No, no, no. So thank you, Lindsay. The Critical Chronicles of YM. Uh, Vinny Vin, Cherie Harris, people who are in the bushes, people going to watch the replay. Um, thank you for the view, the troll that came in. But I had to I had to block and bless you. So, but any more other updates or anything like that, I will definitely come back. Y'all, if I don't get a chance to see you or hear from you, or you hear from me, happy Thanksgiving. I hope y'all's day is good. Hopefully you're spending with people who are positive. I know some people may or may not be spending the holidays with their family for whatever reason. I know for me, a lot of my older relatives are deceased. So, but for others, this past election, either they got uninvited or they uninvited someone else. And then some people are doing what's called Friendsgiving. They're having Thanksgiving with the friends that they chose. So I got invited by my best friend's fiance's family. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna spend tomorrow with. But please check on some of your relatives because we do have seasonal depression. Um, just check on to see if they're okay. Because it's the holidays, and they may be in a sad place. So, but yeah, just check on them, just see if they are doing all right. So, check on yourself. Are you doing all right? So, but all right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. I gotta go out with some uh uh sorry, Diddy, can't have none of this. I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans.